So I'm on my last row, and I'm just going to finish off this last section. Now, if you wanted to, you could stop at this point, weave in your end, and it would be finished. I'm going to do a row of single crochets going along all of these edges, and then I'm going to do a thing called a reverse single crochet or the crab stitch. So to do this, I'm basically going to do a single crochet in each stitch along. However, that might be too much, especially down here, so I might end up missing a few stitches down there. I just want it to be an even number of stitches. I also need to make sure that I've got the same number of stitches on both edges and both the top and bottom. So whatever I do along here, I need to do along here. There's a couple of different ways of doing this. You could fold the work in half and put a stitch marker in here and do, so for example, 16 stitches along here, and then you know to do 16 stitches along here, and there'll be even number on both edges. And then you know, you put a stitch marker in the middle here, you do 16 here and 16 here, and you'll have the same number of stitches. So that's what we're going to do next. So let's have a look, see how this goes. One, two, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so that's 18 stitches. So I'm going to have a look. Now, as you can see, it's rippling. So because it's rippling along here, that means I need to reduce the number of stitches that I've got in that section. So I'm going to take out some of these. I'm going to take out these stitches. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches there. So instead of doing one in every stitch, I'm now going to reduce it down. So I'm going to skip a stitch. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now let's have a look. Does that look any better? It's not rippling out as much, it's much more flatter, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to get 14 stitches along here plus 1 for the middle. So 14 and 14 plus 1 is what I need to remember. So I'm going to put my plus 1 in, and then I'm going to put my stitch marker in, that being my 0 point, and I'm going to put 14 stitches along here. And 14. I'm going to place that down to see how that looks. It's laying flat. That's looking okay. So we've got that edge all done. I'm now going to come along what is the bottom edge. This is our original foundation chain, and I'm going to do, I'm not sure how to do this actually, we're just going to see what happens. I'm going to put one in the first stitch, let's do one in the next. Because the chain spaces don't take up as much space as a single crochet, if I was to do one in each stitch, it might end up being too wide. So I'm literally just placing them where I feel the need to place them, and then I'm going to have a look and see how we're doing. I am literally missing one stitch and then going into the next, so let's have a look and see how that is done. Place that down. Yeah, it's not too bad, it's not too tight, it's okay, I like that. So now I'm going to do the opposite edge, and this is the edge that needs to be the same number of stitches as this edge. I'm going to fold this in half, place some stitch marker in that halfway point, and then I'm going to do 14 stitches along here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch. I'm going to chain one, and now I'm going to do a reverse single crochet, or which is sometimes known as the crab stitch. We're going to work this way. So I'm going to go into my stitch. You need to have a bit of a loop on this one, so I'm going to go into my first stitch, bring the yarn through, and single crochet, go into the next stitch, bring the yarn through and then pull it through, into the next stitch, bring it through, pull it through, into the next stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over and through the two loops. And I'm just going to do this all the way around, and what you will find is you get this almost like piping type pattern that comes across along the top here. Piping or rope effect, really. I'm going to do that all the way around. And then I will come back and show you once I've done this all the way around. I'm going to come back and show you the finished product. So I have finished the moss stitch, and this is what we're left with. I am now going to weave in the ends. I've got a few ends to weave in from changing colours, etc. This doesn't really have a wrong or a right side, so you can weave it in wherever you want. Just try to keep all of the ends on the same side. So if this is going to be my right side, I'm going to turn it over, and this is going to be my wrong side, and this is the area that I'm going to sew all my ends in. So I'm basically going to bring the yarn to the back of the work, which I've already done, and I'm just going to find some areas to sew under. I'm going to go back again along that, but going in different places and coming out in different places. And a third time. And there we go, that's that one done. I'm going to get some scissors and cut that end off. I'm going to go around, do all the other ends, and then I'll come back and show you the finished item. So here we have it, the finished washcloth. Another quick, easy gift.